Gooner Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is a very belated Arsenal versus Villa preview. Apologies for how late it is. I was hoping to see this early afternoon, so I can't imagine this is going to get an amazing amount of views, but please, the people who are watching, please do stick a like. Let's give this fucking thing the best chance of getting noticed as possible. So stick a like on that video. Right, let's go into my starting lineup and my thoughts over this Villa game. Now, Villa historically has always been a tricky game for us. It tends to be a result that can go either way. And I would say that's both at home and away. They tend to be a team that we tend to struggle against. Chris Hudson, going back to the infamous Arsenal Fan TV episode, I believe we lost that game. Was it 3-1, 2-1, 3-1, something like that? And he went on that huge rant. And that was off the back of that opening game against Villa. I remember that game. I remember it so well. I remember how shit we were. I remember Gabby Ablongbloho. It's a Nigerian name. You think I'll be able to say it. How he absolutely terrorized us that day. And to be perfectly honest, they're a team that, although they're very different in personnel, you do worry about these things sometimes when it comes to Arsenal. We're not exactly in amazing form. Yes, we had a positive result most recently. But, you know, Villa are a hard-working team. You know, they're a team in which, and I'm just looking up their record as we speak, as you could probably tell, because I'm pretty sure I remember, and I don't want to give any misinformation this time, but they're a team not doing too badly. Just looking at their last 5 results, they lost to Bournemouth at home, but then they beat Everton 2-0 away. They annihilated Crewe, as you would expect them to do. Hold on, looking at their match facts. And then they won their last game. No, they drew their last game against West Ham. Looking at where they are in the table, they are 16th. But that doesn't, sorry, they're 18th, excuse me, after today's games, which doesn't necessarily surprise me because knowing Arsenal the way I know them, we don't necessarily need Villa to be performing well in the league to make a struggle over beating them. I think there's a bit of, I won't say there's a feel good in that in the fan base, but I think there's more optimism, I guess, after the Europa League game. We saw a few of our youngsters put in a really good performance. I still think there are the same problems there, even in the Europa League where we won 3-0. We conceded 24 shots. We conceded 30 shots last weekend, over 30 shots last weekend to a team that lost 8-0 today. So structurally as a team, we got problems. I think personally, and I've said the same thing for a long time, our main problems come from the core of our midfield. You could put Imtiti there, Upamecano there, they would struggle with the non-existent DMs that we have. Because as I said from the very get-go when we bought Torreira, he wasn't a DM. He was a box-to-box midfielder who happened to be good at playing defensively. But he's never been a DM. People have just got used to calling him a DM, you know? And as for Xhaka, I've ranted enough about Xhaka. I'm not going to go into it again today, but it's Granit Xhaka. So we're obviously going to have issues. So I don't think you guys will like my team. I'll be honest, because I think the great debate is, would I start Saka or would I not? There are strong arguments for points. The big argument for starting him is something I've always said on this very channel. Why would you punish someone for playing well? And the kid put in a man-of-the-match performance. I gave him a 10 out of 10. Gave him a man-of-the-match performance. He got himself a goal, got himself an assist, constant nuisance. Actually, for all the people that comparing him to, like, apparently he's compared, not necessarily by us, but in the academies, compared to people call him a little Messi. and like Lionel supposedly is his nickname in the amongst the boys. Actually, you know who he kind of reminds me of? Ironic, because I was talking enough shit about him over the summer. Kind of reminds me of Wilfred Zaha. Ironically, because he picks the ball up from very deep and just drives at motherfuckers. It's up to you. You can either come with me and see if you can catch me, or I'm going to skip past you. And that's what's so exciting by him. Who the hell doesn't love a player like that? It really does remind me. I see people calling him a Sterling. I could see the Sterling comparison, but actually, I think more a Zaha to me, because I think he looks like someone that actually quite likes going past players, likes ghosting past them. And the one thing I'll give Zaha, when he's on his team, my man loves taking on a player, loves embarrassing a player. You know, that is kind of a Nigerian flair. When a goalkeeper is taught how to do this from young, they like nutmegging motherfuckers, trying to go past them. It is an African thing. That's all I can say. It is an African thing. So I think it is something that he clearly likes to do and enjoys doing. So that's what's so exciting about him. Having said that, like I say, I'm not sure you guys will like my team, but this is my team for the Villa game. Let's see if you guys like it. Let's go into the share function. Let's go in my entire screen. Yes, please. Go into this. This is my team for the Villa game. Now, I'm going to answer very obvious questions first. No, Saka is not in my starting lineup. He's on my bench, but he's not in my starting lineup. The reason I've not put Saka in my starting lineup is I'm very conscious that this kid is just turned 18 years old. Let's be easy. Let's calm down. We're going to need him for fucking Forest, which is next week. You're going to tell me that you're going to play him today? Sorry, you're going to play him tomorrow, next week, Man United, and then the Europa League. When is he going to rest? Let's be easy. Let's not go from 0 to 100 with this kid. Having said that, I put him on the bench, not just to stay on the bench. I put him on the bench so that I can give him 10, 15 minutes. I want him to have that applause and that encouragement from the Emirates crowd that would have loved his performance over midweek. Because I think something like that would give him a massive boost that says, no, listen, mate, I haven't dropped you because you did anything wrong. I've dropped you because I'm conscious that I'm overexposing you. So don't worry. You are still a major part of this team, major part of the future. And I will bring you on at some point. But for tomorrow, you sit down and chill for a second. Let the big boys got this, right? Now, you would also notice that Pepe, is playing on my left-hand side and not my right-hand side. I'm trying something different with Pepe. He has played on the left-hand side for Lille a couple of times, put in decent performances a couple of times. I want to just improve his confidence a little bit. And I think playing on that right, where he's telegraphing all his moves, quite honestly, where he does this, he runs to the byline, then cuts in. I don't want none of that shit. I want a little bit of unpredictability with him. He has a decent cross on him. He'll be able to gather the ball, run with pace, deliver that ball to Uber and be a nuisance. One thing I also like about putting Pepe here is that him and Uber, if necessary, can always do a swap. Play like that. Similarly, him and Nelson could also do a swap. When Nelson plays on that left-hand side, Pepe on that right. Keep it unpredictable. Keep it nice and fluid. So that's why I would play Pepe on the left-hand side. At least start him on the left-hand side. Where he ends up is another question. I also am desperate to see this kid on the right-hand side. Because I tell you what, one thing that my man's been struggling with is he's not had a lot of help. So my viewpoint with that is I'm going to put Nelson, who does like to track back, who has played as a fullback himself, will be able to track back and help his best friend, as they call each other. So I think that could be a really good combination that you play together, and that is why I've gone with that. Now, you probably noticed that, wait, so you're going to play Pepe alongside the guy that doesn't defend. I hear what you're saying. And this is why I played my man. Because then what you could do is quickly shift into this shape if that becomes a problem. So if that becomes too much of a... First of all, I tell him to be fucking disciplined. Don't worry about it. Don't chill. You don't need to overlap Pepe. He's got this, right? But if he does do that because he naturally likes to drift, gets caught out of position, usually about here, walking back, and then before you know it, we're in fucking trouble. What I would do is I'd tell him to be disciplined, but I'd also, if I notice that becomes a problem, I tell Willett, just drop alongside Guendouzi for a sec. Manage that situation a little bit. Because also you got this idiot who likes to go on a roam about, likes to get lost and caught out position himself. So you might just want to just be mindful that could be an issue. So that's why I've gone with that. Ceballos as opposed to Ozil, because I without trying to get into a huge debate about Mesut Ozil, fuck Ozil. straight up. There's no other debate to be had, really. So I'm going to just say that. I'm going to just say it as diplomatic as I possibly can. I think this guy, if we can end up signing him on a permanent, that would be something that I do. I think he's got so much quality. He'll be able to provide the service to these three guys that will need it, as will Willock. Willock and his deep runs will be able to also provide service. Another change that I've made that you've noticed is Mr. Chambers. I know you guys know I'm a massive advocate of Callum Chambers. I also just think, to be perfectly honest, is our best defender. Come at me. I don't give a damn. Our best fit defender. Let me recorrect myself. You guys have more belief in David Luiz than me. But one thing also is that when Leno decides to play short, I think these two are much more capable of picking up the ball from Leno than, say, a Socrates is. Socrates is not a good footballer. Let's be real here. Socrates was always the shithousery guy. No one ever complimented him for being twinkle toes. So let's not put him in that position and kick into Santa Claus mode, as Ola would say. I've dropped Granit Xhaka, keeping bias out of it, because you guys know I'm not a fan of his. I actually just think he's played too many fucking games. so I'm playing Guendouzi there, just because I think he is our future. I'm not convinced Granit Xhaka stays past this season. And I think Guendouzi, every time Granit Xhaka's in the team, it upsets him. It upsets the balance of him. I say play him. Yeah, I didn't think Xhaka played too badly on Thursday. Let's have that right. He didn't play too badly on Thursday. Let's not get a freaking head of ourselves, though. You know, Mustafi didn't play too bad on Thursday. You don't get in my team. Straight up. I actually heard people having that debate, and I'm like, bruv, Mustafi played one good game. Why is this a debate? Be easy. So that is my team, people. Let me know what you think. I'm sure you will. Let me dive into the chat real quick. Please do stick a like on this video. I'm conscious of how late it is, so I know how late it is. So, yeah, please do stick a like on this video. Let me stop sharing and come back into where you're at. Let's go back in. Let's go back in. Black Overboss. I hear you. I'm excited by what this Saka kid can do, but not excited enough to start him, to be perfectly honest. But we never replaced Flamini. We never replaced Vieira. Never mind Flamini. Big up to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for sticking around. And it's a little late. You know you like your late nights, Chig. Here we go. Our big boys are shit. Time to invest in youth. I know Zach is sat there mad at me right now because I know he's a big advocate of Saka, but I'm just conscious about overexposing the kid. I think he's played very, very well. We're going to need him. More importantly, that's why I would put him on the bench for tomorrow. Play him against Forest. Play him against United. Obviously, the answer to that is if you don't play him against Forest, but we don't want to give this kid too much too soon. Would I play Holding against Nottingham Forest? Well, I'm going to do a preview for that, Noah, so I guess we'll find out. Put some TNT on it, chick. Post Ozil. Chambers has to start, in my opinion, as a centre-back, Tom, yes. I thought he did a competent job at right back. Competent, though. People were overdoing it. And you know I'm a Chambers guy. But people were over... I've heard people saying, spitting bars like, you should replace Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I'm like, all right. He did okay. Nah, chick, I agree with you. Chick, man played too many games. I'm trying to work out what you mean by that. Socrates Chambers for me. I don't rate Luis either, brother, but Socrates has been terrible all season. He's been terrible all season. Socrates cost 10 million. He's a 10 million defender. That he is. Lee starting Mustafi in his starting lineup. See what I'm saying, bro? Listen, I of course Lee started in his starting lineup. I love the brother, but he's gun-ho. Gun-ho Lee Gunner. It fits with his name. So it doesn't surprise me. Plus, he's a big advocate of Mustafi. He always has been. That's been his little project, so I am not shocked. But anyone who knows Mustafi carefully knows he always follows up an 8 out of 10 with a 3 out of 10. Not on Saturday. Not on Sunday, please. Not on Sunday. We need to win that game on Sunday. What happened to Martinelli? That's a good question. I'm expecting Martinelli to play against Forest. Because I'd be worried if he doesn't. Then I'll be like, well, is this kid not good enough? What's the problem? Yeah, they all do. They all do. Good question from Anchorman. Okay, I missed Anchorman. Anchorman does pose good questions normally. Anchorman, I'm trying to find you. But do you want to repost the question? Because I can't actually find you. Unless someone's blocked you. Repost it, Anchorman. Must have missed it. Or Edward, repost what he said. Somebody repost it. Fuck. Youth is the way forward. Let's not do a Wobie with Saka. And there you go. Ramon has hit it the nail on the head. That's why I wouldn't give him too much too soon. And I think make him continue to work hard. I think he will. He seems to have a slightly different approach to the game than Iwobi, to be honest. But I'm still a big advocate of making these kids earn it a little bit more. You are fabulous in the Europa League. Go and do it again. Go and do it against Forest. Yeah, centre back. Arsenal fan are fickle. Hopefully they will understand and remember good things Saka's doing when he has a bad game. Amen, Ramon. Amen. Lee was doing double duty, chick, so he's not thinking straight. Yep. Plus, added to the mixture was Stella's. Still thinking about Pizzagate. Yeah, I hear you. I would have get into a car mistake. Comment on the stream, Mike. Comment on the stream. I love that shit. Brilliant. He sent the question at 21:21. Oh, great. You're making me look. 21:21. Anchorman. Okay. So Anchorman, my advice to you would be, so we have a social media policy at work. Short of me talking shit about my company, you should be okay. But the only thing I would add to that is, short of you saying completely outrageous stuff that makes you look bad, you should be okay. So if you notice, I'll never go overboard on a player because, quite frankly, why should I? So as long as you're not doing anything outrageous, you should be absolutely fine. So I hope that answers that question. Sorry, Anchorman, I must have missed that. That's a good question. I like that one. Thank Edward for that. I hope that answers it, mate. Just seen it now. Pepe all day long instead of Luis. Would rather be looking at a weird style playing from the back before blaming the Greek. You should be looking at our weird style of playing from the back. Oh, Emmanuel, I like criticism. You think I'm fazed by your criticism? I'm looking at both. Simply put, if you notice, I have no issue with us playing from the back. This is the debate I just had on Lee's channel with Kenny Ken. Whether you like it or not, that's the way that people are playing in the Premier League now, playing from the back. That is the reason that I said that. I think I did this in the player ratings on Thursday with Lee, and I said that what's his name, Martinez, had the most complete performance I've seen from an Arsenal keeper. I said 2 years. To be honest, the last 5 years. Because it wasn't just a case of shot stopping. Who gives a fuck? Every keeper in the Premier League is a good shot stopper. But it's how you command your area, how you're able to communicate with your defense. How if they want to do something and you don't think it's right, you say, nah, fuck off, mouse, kick it up style. That's what I like. But also, this is the part that you don't like. You have to have the personnel to be able to play out from the back. And if Leno is going to decide to play out from the back, which is what I said, don't do that with someone like Socrates who can't kick ball. It's as simple as that. He can't kick ball. I'm not saying he's completely useless. People have their strengths. I'll give an example. Tony Adams couldn't kick ball. He wasn't a footballer by his own admission. So you know what he did? He said this in an interview. He used to hate getting the ball sometimes. All he wanted to do was just get rid of the ball to someone else who was more capable. That's not a weakness. Ironically enough, your boy Chig was a baller still. So I didn't mind the ball too tough. I had a trick or two. Some defenders know what they're doing with the football, others don't. Simple as that. People love to criticize, boy. Pizzagate. Yes. If anyone wants to know what Pizzagate's about, go watch our stream on Lee's channel still. Blame Ola. It's Ola's fault. Arsenal's future looks good and needs to be patient with youth. Never known anyone like Lee to take 8 minutes to have a piss at a fag. How long should it take then, Cliff? How long should it take? Oh, man. That much I do agree with you on, Emmanuel. Leno can learn a lot from Martinez. I believe he'll push in Leno for number one, no doubt. I personally like Martinez. So for me, Dean, to be perfectly honest, until midweek, I wasn't a huge Martinez fan. Not because of anything he did wrong, but no one was really talking about him. And I thought, okay, well, how good can this kid be? And he's 26, and he's not really made a huge impression. I think he's 27 now. And I'll be honest, I was very impressed. Just that command in the area shit alone. And he made a couple of really nice saves, actually, to be fair. Like pretty low down shots, quick reaction shots that he saved. I was very, very impressed. I like him. And quite honestly, going back to your comment, that's what you want. You want two keepers that you could depend on, that you can rely on, that are going to push each other to improve their game. And he's determined. He wants that number one spot. He's determined. He ain't coming to be, he said at the start of the season, he ain't coming to be no number two. He's coming for that number one spot. Reminds me of that Ludicrous song. If you know, you know. It's now I'm not singing it in my head. Chig, who would you play at DM? Decore in the DM, everyone. Agreed? I'd have Ndidi. But I still love Decore. Purely for size and presence in the midfield, I'd love Decore. That's why I would sign him. But especially if we couldn't get Ceballos, for example, then we might need... I mean, he's a completely different player to Ceballos, but he'd be someone that at least would add a bit of physical presence in that midfield, and that's where I consider Decore. But for a DM, I'd have Ndidi. Ndidi would be my guy. Good. I'm glad that helps, brother. What formation would you play? I'd continue with 4-4-3. I agree we have been weak in that. But if you notice from my formation before, don't know if you saw it. Did you get here too late before you saw my 1-11? I have contingencies, and that's why I would play a lot in that style. Chib, what happened to Weekend to you? I thought it meant more than just signing players. Yeah, we noticed that. I noticed that too. Let's be real here. It mostly came down to that. It mostly did. And the story coming out today, funnily enough, is that it was confirmed that Stan Kroenke actually did put his own money into the club. That was where it came from. He actually put in his own money into the club. So, fair play to him. They get a clean sheet from me, that's for sure. I've already said it. Would you accept a long ball style of play if it brought us success? Arsenal winning is all I care about. I honestly don't care how we do it, as long as we win. Because for people saying, "Oh, it would be a boring way of winning, or it wouldn't be entertaining," cool. Do you find this entertaining? Do you find Wenger's last couple of years entertaining? I don't. Papa and Big Chamber in centre back. If that's what you think, don't get me wrong. Prior to the season kicking off, that's how I would have done it. But I think Pat's. I don't know, the form's gone, man. It's gone. It's gone. Luis probably has Samba struck in his head. He's playing like he's dancing most of the time. Agreed. I said the same thing on Martinez. Wow. Just now. Oh, okay. Big respect, bro. I have time for your channel all day long. So engaging, always on topic. Oh, much love, my day. Much love, brother. Listen. I had one. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. There was one time when I was like 15. I was in defense. I got a bit too. I had JJ Okocha did one skill. I think it was in the '94 Olympics, or it was even the '94 Olympics or the World Cup in '96. I can't remember when it was. I can't remember when. Anyway, it was a step over where he got rid of two players. I tried that shit. I almost conceded. I was fucked it right up. But listen, I was confident trying skills. I never had a problem, guy. It's an African thing. It's either in you or it's not. And there you go. Simply put, play to your strengths. I'm nothing against Piper. Believe me, I actually think he's more useful in the team in a lot of ways than Luis. But if you're going to play this short shit, you might as well have a defender can actually do it. And for all of Luis's weaknesses, that's the one thing he can do. Agreed. Completely agree. No, I wouldn't. Only not for his quality, more for his injury record. For a team to be able to play the ball from the back, we need two ball players, centre backs who could carry the ball, and a goalkeeper who is complete. Agreed. I don't like this Martinez hype. One good game. Just see, here's the thing. This is what Arsenal fans are unbelievably terrible for, right? It is all right to compliment a player and not overhype him. A good example is, and I'm going to fucking go back to my shared screen now. Sorry, Mike, because I quite like you, but that comment has annoyed me, right? Question, people. Do you see Martinez in my starting lineup? No, you don't. Question, people. Do you see Saka in my starting lineup? No, you don't. It's all right being able to compliment and be happy that you have players that can do a good job, even if it's after one fucking game. We're not saying they are the best goalkeepers in the world. In fact, I believe straight after that, I said, I am not saying for 1 second that I think Martinez is a better goalkeeper than Leno. And I want to say that again because motherfuckers are hard of hearing. I am not saying that Martinez is a better goalkeeper than Leno. I'm saying off that performance, it was the best performance that I have seen from an Arsenal goalkeeper in the last 5 years, purely on the basis of X, Y, Z. That's it. I'm sick of it. This is Arsenal fans to a T. Either they do overboard and go hype and they believe that they're the next coming of Jesus Christ, or when you are actually happy about having a player, then you're gassing them up. You're saying this. You're saying what? How am I gassing them up? What have I said? By saying they're good. Would you rather I just slate them? Then I'm negative all the time. It's like, people, what the fuck do you actually want out here? That's why Arsenal fans are so difficult. They're so difficult. Right. I'm going to go do 10 more minutes and then I'm out of here. 10 more minutes. Is it me or is the video a few seconds behind audio? Yeah, it might be. Sorry, that's my test. Sorry, Brandon, it might be. I don't think it's a few seconds, though. I think it's like half a second. I hear you. I love our depth in midfield. So do I, to be fair. So do I. I think you need a good number of midfielders because of how demanding the position is. So I agree. Brandon, I thought it was my Bluetooth headset. Agreed with Martinez's comment. The star Emre wants to play. Agreed with the Martinez comment. The style Emre wants to play suits Martinez better. See, that's where I slightly disagree. I do think Emre actually wants to play like Leno. I actually think Martinez just played on the fly midweek. He was like, no, I'm not taking a risk for nobody, bruv. Because then they'll say I'm the shit goalkeeper when you fuck it up. Would I take Alvarado or an Ericsson on a free? Well, I rate Ericsson highly. In fact, to be honest, I'd rate Toby highly, but Toby's a bit older. So yes, if they were willing to come, why wouldn't I? I don't think either of them would be brave enough to come though. Ndidi with Torreira, Ceballos, or Willock in front. I'd be open to selling Torreira next summer, if you want me to be perfectly honest. I'd get Ndidi. I'd love to get Ceballos and Willock in front of that and sell flipping Granit Xhaka and probably bring in Decore, like my man mentions out here. That would be my ideal situation. I personally don't mind the idea of Xhaka and Torreira leaving and then getting Decore and Ndidi, who I think would be a better midfield partnership. Quote me. I don't give a fuck. Oi, Chig, how's your day been? Can you give us a big smile, please? KSC is as bad as people make out. And Command. Well, it's got to be a definite start. I think he will be. I think he'll be starting. I also think Pepe could play CR7 role for us. Me too. Me too. Wouldn't shock me if he ends up being Uber's replacement long term, you know? And then maybe you put in a Saka or a Martinelli, either right or left. Because I find the buy of Pepe really interesting. No long ball. We're not Wimbledon. Come on now. That's not our style. I'll take ball in Arsenal all day long. All day long. I'll do it. And then we were winning. Who gives a fuck how we do it? Elijah, hope you're good, brother. The real. Yes, I did to him, Mustafi. No, Mustafi makes mistakes without trying to do the skill. At least I tried to do it. Winning is all that matters. Precisely. Do you think any Chelsea fan gives a fuck that they won the Champions League in the most boring fashion possible? No, because ultimately, all anyone cares about is the fact that they won the Champions League. Full stop. Akocha do the skills of the smart. That's what I'm saying. That's why JJ is so worshipped in Nigeria, brother. Do you think Willock can be our Decore in a way? Well, I don't think he has the presence of Decore, but he has the tenacity of him. So I can see why you would ask that question. Maybe. I think Diaby had the best chance of being our Decore. Let me tell you. Eric Bali is also questionable attitude on the pitch. Yeah, agreed, Rabadam. Agreed. Chin. I hope you meant Chig. Like the name's right there, sir. Chin, do you honestly, do you think Emre is the right man to rebuild AFCVR for what it's seen so far? So I said it 18 months ago. I think he's the stopgap manager. He gets us back into the top four, but he's not the guy to win us leagues or challenge for leagues. I've always felt that one would be someone like an Allegri type of manager. Please God, not Jose. I saw a rumor today linking Jose with Real Madrid, hoping it happens. Hoping it happens. But yeah, I still think that Nagelsmann, you have to say it slowly on these channels, would be the guy to take, would be a guy that I would love to take over. Some people say Freddie. I don't want us to have an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Frank Lampard situation. I love Freddie, but and he's supposed to be a great coach, but I'm skeptical about that move. So if Emre was to leave, I'd want an established guy. So yeah. Leno's still number one? Absolutely. Saka's still developing? Absolutely. I could see us conceding this week. Absolutely. I'll give you my prediction in a second. What did David Trower say? I do believe the goalkeeper should be the captain, like Seaman and Lehman were. They could command the area. For me, I hate strikers and goalkeepers as captains. I like the idea of someone like a defense or a midfielder being captain. It should be someone that's a bit mobile. That's an outfield player, so they can talk to youngsters if they need to, or talk to someone that's struggling if they need to, and just and that has a good view of the game and how it's unfolding. Someone who's a great reader of the game. Like, I think Mertesacker was a good captain, just wasn't on the pitch enough, but was a good captain when he was on the pitch because he was an excellent reader of the game. And I think you need someone who is a good reader of the game to be a good captain. That's why I think Granit Xhaka is so awful, because the one thing he can't do is read the game. That's his biggest problem, to be honest. No, I know you're not. But it is, for me, I don't think there's anything wrong with being happy that we've got. Listen, nothing makes a football fan more happy than when one of their own comes through the ranks and does well. Let's enjoy it. Let's not shit all over it. All right. VP, where's my OT fund? Chig, would you want us to be more active in the transfer window where we buy and sell players every single season? A fast turnover rate, so success is a numbers game and bound to happen. I'd just like us to be honest with players, like when they've not been successful, and not try and force it. Yes, exceptional circumstances like Pepe, even if he goes the whole season and doesn't completely bang the way we expect him to, he is the type of exception you make because he's invested so much in a player you believe will be world class. So he's the one that you give the time to. But someone like a Granit Xhaka, for example, come the fuck on, you know? So from that point of view, yes, because I see our defensive midfield is such a problem to us. As much as people bang on about the defense, and our defense has problems, but I think actually the core of our team on the pitch is where our problems are. Always have done. How about the Ajax manager? He has the starter player. Yep, I'd take him as well. So Gunnar Carl, rewind back. I showed my team. Like, I physically showed my team. So that's why I'm doing my preview on StreamYard as opposed to YouTube, because I showed my team. I would have said someone in our defense, but we don't have Tony Adams type of defenders. Yes, I would, because this is the second time I've been asked this now. Yes, I would. And again, go back to the fucking starting lineup, Gunnar Carl. You missed it. Just rewind a little bit. All right. So, and again, every question you're about to ask, just rewind 15, 20 minutes. You'll see it. Oh, yes, I would, in a heartbeat. In fact, for me, that's the move to make. So yeah, for me, what would I do in the end? What would I believe the result will be tomorrow? I think it's going to be a nervous game. It wouldn't surprise me if Villa start quite quickly. I think we'll win, and then I think it'll be 3-1. I think in the end we will come through. They'll score first. I think Pepe will get a brace. And I'm gonna back Nelson to get the third goal. 3-1. You guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, crush, destroy, drop kick the freaking shit out of the like button, please. I appreciate when you guys do that. It helps the show get noticed, particularly with how late I've dropped this. So please do. Tomorrow, I'll be back on this channel doing a player ratings with Lee Gunner, where we will talk about the game. We'll give our player ratings on his channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. I will be doing a watch along with Lee. We're doing a watch along every freaking day, I tell you. But we've been working for you guys as well. We've been working. So please do check that out. It'll be fun. It'll be a laugh. I have a couple of Coronas in the fridge. We'll be good to go. All right. I'm out of here, people. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Don't have too late a one. Take care. Peace. Come on, you Arsenal.